Okay, I am recording. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. I know it's a holiday weekend-ish. Several of you are out of the office. So I want to just kind of dive right in. We always share like our little success, like a victory. And does anybody have anything that they want to share from this week real quick? While I shove food in my mouth, so please somebody else talk.
I think I can go. I had a lot of no's this week, and I was kind of bummed, but I think the success in that, though, is like I'm just moving forward. I am not going to let it upset me. I'm just going to, just move forward and find the next person.
Mm-hmm. And no's mean that you're doing something. Like if you weren't getting anything, then it means you're not doing anything, So having conversations, I look at those conversations as like one step closer to like me getting better, like I still struggle through conversations. And then I'm an like anxiety overanalyzer. So like I go back and I read it again and again and again. And I'm like, oh, I should have said this. No, like, because every person is different. Sometimes I have people that are like, tell me how much, tell me what to do, tell me when to sign, and like, they just need hard facts, where other people, like, you have to kind of talk to them and like butter them up a little bit. So it totally just depends on the person, and just working through those conversations and just, following a script is one thing, but, following kind of a generalized, like, discussion process. But sometimes, you just kind of have to go with the flow of the conversation and go with the person and just kind of do what works best for that person and for you. So yeah, no's mean you're getting there. I mean, you're getting closer. And all those people have, that seed has been planted. So now when they're ready, like, they know to come back, So yeah, that's good. And you had success club points on the board. So that says something. And Becky did Becky sign somebody up or not?
She did. She got her info and entered everything in, but the lady never went through like the enrollment. But I'm still trying to help her out and talk with her, but we'll see what happens. But she's supposed to have 2 this week.
Oh, good.
I think it's a mom and a daughter.
Awesome. And if she wants in on Coach Basics, just let me know. Did you add her to our team?
I want to put her in there, but she's like really hesitant with starting this new job. And I don't know, like, what do you guys do? She's really scared of being overwhelmed. And I was like, the information will just be there when you're ready. But I don't, what are your thoughts?
You could probably just send her that 7-day quick start and give her like a, this is kind of a basics. And then just send her to our website, our team, like the blog page that I have, because there's this first like self-paced training in there, and she can just kind of work through that. And then there's all kinds of helpful links. I mean, it's obviously going to take some discipline on her part to actually sit down and go through that stuff. But if she has people that she wants to help, if she wants to get her Shakeology paid for, and if she's willing to learn, then the information's there. I don't ever want to push anybody into a Coach Basics if they're not quite ready, because I feel like they're just not going to do it. And then it's wasting everybody's time. So if the material is there, and some people I do a Coach Basics every month because I sometimes need that structure, and I need to see that I know my coaches are progressing forward, like I know you're doing the work and I know you're checking in. But some people they are comfortable with going in and doing it themselves, and it's totally separate learning styles. And so I would just give her the option of whatever, and just say, this is what you have available, and this is what, when you want more full structure, we can do that. When you want less, we can do that too. So okay. Good stuff. Yeah. Anybody else?
What was the question? Sorry.
Just a victory from this past week, or anything you want to share.
My shorts are too big.
I had a good paycheck this week from Beachbody. It was like almost $250.
Yay!
Yeah, in 1 week, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's been a little laid back, but I mean, it's possible. And that's volume. That's team volume. So it just goes to show what building a team can do underneath you too. Thank you for the paycheck, ladies.
Yeah, it was I just was looking this morning and my week leg volume was the highest that it's ever been this past week. Like total, like record high. And I was like, whoop, like go team. Everybody's rocking it. So that's exciting stuff. And it's exciting when you like to go into your commissions and your like earnings and your volume and stuff and just look how it continues to build and look how you continue to, I mean, then that just shows consistency, you know? And I have like a couple weeks ago, I had like a $200 paycheck, which I'm not going to complain about, but like my paychecks have been consistently higher than that. But it just reminds me like I had been slacking a little bit there. And I was like, it just shows that my work is not paying off, you know, or like I'm not working as hard. So that's awesome, Michaela. Yay. Sarah, do you have anything? I know you're on mute, but you don't have to share if you don't want to.
Not really, not a ton. We had I did a call with just my two girls that want to start coaching. Kelly and I did it just to kind of get them talking, see where they're at, kind of just give them, I really just took notes from Melanie's getting a coach started call.
That's what I do for my getting started right call. And I recorded it and then now I just use it. Like if I have somebody that I can just send them the link and they can just listen. So
yeah. So it was real short and sweet and they just could ask questions and we kind of told them where they needed to go first. And I told them I'd check back in when I got home at the end of the week.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. I know I saw like new, you know, all these new coaches. And then I saw like somebody had signed a new coach, right? Somebody in your downline had just signed a new coach. Yeah. And I was like, who is this? And I had to look and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's exciting.
Yep. So we're all working hard. They're excited. They're really apprehensive about the social media piece, which I mean, we've all talked about in the beginning. That's really hard. So I told them like the calls are really helpful and I gave them some like YouTube videos that I watched when I first got started. Short 5-minute, really quick. And I told them, you know, it's kind of like teaching. Pick one thing that you want to get information on first because you'll get overwhelmed. So just take it day by day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the thing to do and the best advice you can give, I think, because I totally agree. Overwhelm is trying to do it all at the beginning is like, I can't. And then it's so easy to throw in the towel because you feel like you put, you know, all your balls in every basket and it's hard to juggle. But yeah, one thing at a time. I think, you know, the only downfall with Coach Basics is that there is so much information in such a concentrated period of time. So I do like having that self-paced available and like that 7-day quick start to kind of just work through it, you know, and that kind of helps take it one day at a time too. And then that first 30 program that corporate has is kind of helpful too. As far as like social media stuff, I just encourage like, just start to be a little bit more present on social media. And it doesn't have to be, you know, you're posting 10 workout selfies a day. Like it can be like you share an article or a recipe or, you know, just something that people will start seeing your face a little bit more on social media. So that's kind of where, for somebody that doesn't use social media all that much, I think that's kind of a good like jumping off point. And okay. So for me, highest volume ever this week was pretty exciting victory. And just seeing this team grow. We had 2 new coaches sign up last night. I had one and then Rusty had one. And hopefully they'll be listening to the recording. If so, welcome ladies. But it's just exciting to see other people excited about coaching and learning about the business and wanting to help other people. And I think as long as we continue to be that positive example, share what we do, share those small victories, those challenger victories, those paycheck victories, whatever it is, because you never really know what it's going to be, what post is going to be the one that does it for somebody, that they're like, all right, like I'm all in. And you never know which transformation or which coach victory or which sneak peek or whatever it is that one person that's, your next rock star coach is going to be like, okay, like tell me what I need to do. I'm ready to go. So, and that's, obviously the importance of being present on social media, and then just those follow-ups and just offering the opportunity. I will say I saw somebody post immediately after I did my post yesterday, my morning post about like being on my back porch and like, find a job that every day feels like Friday or something. Didn't intend for that to mean anything like against people that work, but I saw a friend immediately post like a similar picture about like, I don't need a stay-at-home job to make me feel happy. And I was like, I don't know if that's a dig at me, but it was like immediately after with like a coffee mug on the porch. And I'm like, okay. And like, I don't need a stay-at-home job to make me happy either. I was perfectly happy when I worked full-time in the job that I had, but we all have different seasons in life and things change. And I could have easily like gotten wrapped up in that and like frustrated and like, but I'm like, people will interpret whatever they want to interpret. And, like, I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing my thing, and not worry about anybody else and the haters or the non-haters or whatever that was. So I just kind of had to laugh it off and like, okay, whatever. So, July, happy 1st of July, Shift Shop sneak peek comes out on Monday. So I would definitely do a jab or two about that this weekend, and probably talk about it. And then I would probably take the opportunity to, like, if you do a Shift Shop workout, and this is just like me just telling you what I'm planning on doing. You guys know I record a lot of my workouts and like share my workout videos and stuff like that. That would probably be something I would recommend doing. So that way you can either upload it to YouTube and use, a YouTube link to share a little bit about the workout. You could just, I use iMovie for my iPhone, and it's just very, very simple. I don't like to make it complicated. Every video that I do on my phone, I use through like iMovie. So I've never taken any classes on videography. I don't know anything about it, or photography. So I'm not a professional by any means. But, giving people a little sneak peek into, or even going live during your Shift Shop workout, or just something that's going to give somebody an insight. And what I've seen a lot of coaches start doing, and what I think is a really good idea, is starting to create. Facebook now has like where you can create a public album where people can go in and view stuff. So that would be a great spot to share. Like, if you're not a blogger, like that's a good spot to share like recipes, like create a photo album for like recipes, healthier recipes, create a photo album for transformation pictures, create a photo album for like victories and stuff like that, workouts. And by transformations, like they don't have to be your personal transformations or transformations of your challengers. Like, I'm going to do an album for specifically Shift Shop transformations, and I'm going to add in there all those coaches that have done the test group and have shared their transformation pictures. I'm going to add those in there, and I'm going to title the album, Shift Shop Transformation. And I'm going to take those from the back office. So that way, when somebody's interested in Shift Shop, I can be like, oh, check out these transformations. Like, this is a 3-week workout program, and this is what you can achieve in 3 weeks. I am going to create a public event on either my page, probably my page, but I'm going to share it over to my personal page for Shift Shop specifically. Do you guys know how to do events and stuff, like how to create events? So what I wanted to show you guys today, let me dive into the Beachbody page. So I'm going to screen share. Okay. So little things that you can do. Where am I? Okay. For like creating your event is like, and down here, I just Googled like a Shift Shop image. So I'm going to create an event, and this is probably going to be my event cover photo or something like it. Probably not with the words, because they don't really like when you use words if you're boosting a post. But just to create an event, you know, to do a little cover photo or something. I always use like PicMonkey just to make my images and just keep it like short and simple. Shift Shop here, you know, they're already starting to release information. So I'm going to create a blog post, and I'm going to have a link with my Wufoo application for people to take them to that page. They can read about Shift Shop, and they can click the application to fill it out. I'm going to share transformations in there. So in your like event page, you can, what I always do for my blog posts is I go into these Beachbody, like whenever they talk about the program, and I just copy the wording and I literally paste it into my blog. And I talk about the workout, and I talk about the transformations, and I don't do anything fancy. I don't like, you know, explain the science behind 3-week workouts. Like, I don't need to do that. I just need to share the information with people and give them the option to join. So here on Beachbody On Demand, I don't know if you guys saw this, but, you know, I just would probably suggest, especially before this program launches July 12th, diving in. There's this new Shift Shop stuff where Chris Downing talks a little bit about that. So that way you kind of have just a history. These are all like 1 and 3 minute videos. But little information like that. So that way you can be prepared, you know, when somebody asks a little bit more about Shift Shop. Now, I meant to look at this before I got on the call, but product toolkits. I don't know if the Shift Shop one is out yet. It is. Okay. So here are, like, this is what I use in a blog post, and this is what I'll use in my event post too. This is exactly where I get the information from about the Shift Shop. What is it? What makes it effective? Why is it unique? And then I just take this and I put that in my event post. Obviously, I'm going to tweak it a little bit to make it sound a little bit more like me, but it tells you all about, you know, what comes if you just buy the challenge pack with the DVDs. What do you get? Like, you get your markers, you get, you know, all this stuff. I'm assuming it's probably going to launch for like $140 maybe for the DVD challenge pack. Obviously, all access, you're going to get all that stuff. If somebody's doing the all access, a good thing to do would be a giveaway for these markers, because if they're doing the all access, they're not going to get the markers. But that would be a nice little bonus. You know, like my next 3 people that enroll will be entered to win a set of these Shift Shop markers or something like that. You could do that in your event. You could do a giveaway. I think they're like $20. I know they're available. Has anybody looked at them and seen the price yet? I don't know what they are exactly. But this is this is the kind of information that I'm going to share about Shift Shop. I don't know. I mean, I haven't even read this yet. So, my goal this weekend is to get a blog post up, is to do an event page, preferably get that up this weekend, just so that way I have, when somebody's interested, I can tell them, share that. And I'm just going to promote Shift Shop all month long. And then challenge group for Shift Shop is going to start on July 17th. And that's going to be a 3-week challenge group. And I am using that as my, like, we're going to the beach the week after the Shift Shop wrap. So I'm going to use that as my like beach ready program, like, you know, summer results kind of thing. So there's talking points, there's little things in here. And this is a really great tool for any of the products too, like any of the workout programs. If you have somebody that, Kelly, I think you had somebody the other day that was asking about back issues. Like in here, like there's one about PIO that I would go in and look at and just kind of talk about and stuff like that. So, so I think that's all I have for that. But so Shift Shop definitely is going to be it's always good when we have a product launch because it gives us something new and exciting to share with people. And 3 weeks, like it's like a 21-day fix, but like I feel like dudes look at 21-day fix and they're like, no, not for me, you know. And this, at least, like, I think I'm going to try to get my husband to do this workout program with me because I'd really like to have some dude transformation results. So those of you that have husbands that work out and or consider it, something to think about. But yeah, so I'm going to just promote that this month. And then as far as what else did I have? Anybody have any questions so far?
Yeah,
I have a
do
question.
quick,
Sorry.
Ashley.
one sec.
Oh, sorry, Michaela.
I'll go next.
Does everyone have a blog, or Ashley, is it just you? Like, I have not started one yet. So do I need to be doing that?
No, it's totally like if you're not the kind of person that would blog stuff, like don't feel like you have to.
Okay.
There are tons of coaches that some don't even have like pages, like
Okay.
topics that, you know, like, so, I mean, it's totally what you're comfortable with. I do a lot of recipes and I didn't have a place for my recipes. And I was
Okay.
like, I think I'm just going to start a blog. So I have a spot to put my clean eating recipes. And ever since I've just like, I try to post my challenge group. Like whenever I advertise a challenge group, I put it on my blog too.
Okay.
And that's kind of the biggest reason why I do that. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, you're doing great with your Facebook page, with your like page, you're sharing stuff back and forth there. And really, honestly, focusing on like one social media and like, you know, working on mastering that really first. And then, so like for my blog, I think I've had 2 people come from my blog. I know like Megan Blinka has a blog and she gets most of her traction from her blog. So it really just depends on, you know, what you're willing to put your time and effort into. I don't put a ton of time into my blog. I do my 3, maybe 4 posts a month, including a recipe and a challenge group. So
Okay. I'm still trying to work on consistency with my like page. You know, if I don't need to do that right now, I'm good.
Yeah, don't feel like you have to. And that's, if you're not a blogging type person, like, then that's something that you probably never should do because,
Okay.
you know, like if it's not something that you would want to do, don't do it. So.
And my other question real quick is, sometimes I notice like when I post on my like page, it will say like reach 2 people.
Yep.
And I'm like, what? So am I not using like the right like AdWords or like what is that?
Like,
how do I get more?
It's funny. A like page is funny because you never know what your reach is going to be. You have an X amount of followers, and I just try to look at like the content that I post on there and what people want to see. And I feel like that's a page that I have a lot more freedom to do stuff with because it's not my warm market. It's primarily my cold market. Like I just looked last night. I've spent like $400 or $500 since I've started a like page on running ads and stuff like that to get more followers on my like page. And yes, I've invested that money. No, I haven't seen a huge return on it. Am I going to? I don't know. Like I like taking the idea of taking 10% of your earnings and putting it back into your business. So I take my earnings and I put it into my like page. And that just is helping me try to grow a market that like an untapped market for me, a whole new set of people that, you know, beyond my personal friends list, just so I have like a backup. And so I try to look at those posts and like I'll post something and I'll get like 10 or 12 likes. And I'm like, I have like 3,800 followers. Like there's got to be more people that are seeing this, you know? But honestly, like you don't know because it kind of depends on that person. If they visit your page more, they're going to see your page more. If they see something they like and they click like, that's going to come up to the top of their newsfeed a little bit more. So I think just continuing to add valuable content on your like page and then just doing an inventory and like, what do people like to see? Like, I feel like I can share a lot more like fitness type stuff on there. My page is Ashley Roberts Fitness. So I share a ton of videos on there. I sponsor the videos that I make for ads to get more likes on my page. And then I feel like I can advertise for challenge groups quite a bit more because I never know who's going to see it. And I feel like if I'm always posting about a challenge group every single day on Facebook, people are going to be like, get out of here. But on my like page, I don't know, so we're actually going to try to dive into like page training a little bit more in this next week or two in our Shining Bright group. Because Beth just did a really great training on Facebook like pages too and how to grow a like page. So I know she has some really good stuff that she wants to share. And I'm just going to post a little bit about running ads and doing that too. But I know your Sean Week group had a lot of good, did you run an ad for that, Kelly?
Trying to think.
Or like a boosted post?
Yeah, I think it was sponsored. Yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
But then, yeah, it actually, it flopped at the end. Like I sent out the information. No one even knows.
Yeah. I felt like Sean Week was kind of like that too. Like I sent out a ton of information and people like when they found out they had to actually commit to something, like they were like, yeah, no. So I did get a couple people, but like out of like what, 45, I feel like I'm like, I thought I should at least have like 20 and it was more like 3. So I don't know. But so that's kind of why I wanted to talk about Shift Shop coming out too, like because we have a really great opportunity and people see shiny things and like, ooh, new shiny, what is this program, I want to try it. And I'm sure that most of our friends know at least one other person who's a Beachbody coach on their friends list. And what's going to set you apart, what's going to make it different for them to want to enroll with you versus anybody else. And it's just going to be that consistency, that knowledge about the product, willing to try it and share with other people. And just, just kind of having a spot for them to go and learn a little bit more about it too. So I think that's why doing an event for this specifically is going to be a really good idea, and make it public. So that way, whenever you create your event, create it as a public event, share a little bit of information in there, and then immediately like have yourself going. So that way, like Ashley Roberts is going to Shift Shop, whatever. And then share that with your challengers and say, listen, like this program's coming out July 17th. We're going to do a challenge group. Like make sure that you're going to this event so that way I can add you. I've done giveaways in my event page where I'll say, share this event and tag 3 people and you'll be entered to win whatever, so that way you get more traction and more people share it, and stuff like that. So, so yeah, Shift Shop. Yay. I'm excited. Let me just go back into does anybody else have anything they want to ask, check out, questions, anything like that? Why am I typing in? Michaela, did you have a question? I know you've got kids crawling.
Does anyone have any good holiday posts for challenge groups that I could snag?
I might have a good holiday weekend image I can send or share. Let's see. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you.
I'm sorry. I was kind of like MIA there for a second. I don't know if you guys talked about this, but I just had a quick question about that post that you did about, hey, hold on, buddy. Do you have any Beachbody programs that you haven't finished and,
yes,
let's run a free group? How long are you doing a free group for?
I'm going to do a
like you are doing a full 30 day.
Yeah. And
I mean, I've only got like one person who's even like given me any interest.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know.
So we can do a team one. Like we can do, and that's fine. And I mean, cause I have 5 maybe. And then I'm going to go back to my old challengers and just ask if they want the extra accountability to be in a group. Because this first week, I'm going to do like, get familiar with your program, get on top of your nutrition. Like this is, you know, if you're using Shakeology, like what flavor are you using? So that way I'm at least talking about Shakeology too. And these people that if their coach has quit on them or, you know, whatever, like they can switch to me as their coach and, you know, and then we can kind of move forward with that. And then I can help them. Every person that I've talked to about a DVD, like if they have a DVD, I've asked them if they're using on demand. And I've had a couple people, what's on demand? And I'm like, boom, like there's a great in to talk to somebody about on demand, all access, you know, all of that stuff, especially with Shift Shop. So I'm going to do kind of a prep week this week, especially with it being a holiday. Like I'm assuming people are going to be checked out like Monday and Tuesday for the most part, but at least to get the group up and going. So I'm not going to put a ton of effort into it, honestly. Like I'm going to do a daily post. I'm going to share an article here and there. I'm going to talk about nutrition. I'm going to talk about the importance of daily workouts or at least, you know, consistency. I'm going to share transformation stuff. So I am willing to open it up to the whole team and anybody that has, you know, if you've done that post, if you want to do it as a group together, we can do, you know, who knows, we could have 5 people in there or 500 people in there, you know, we never know. I'm going to promote that free group a couple more times this weekend too. And then just go back to people that I know have had interest in the past and just open it up to them, you know, talk to people about that post that I did in our team page yesterday where I broke down like the price of everything. That new Shakeology challenge pack, that's just Shakeology in the portion containers. If there's somebody that has a DVD already and they don't want to do on demand, that's something to consider talking to them about. Or at least as the group progresses, like you might not want to come right out of the gate and be like, oh my gosh, you should start doing Shakeology. But like, obviously, you know, as the group progresses, talk to them a little bit about their nutrition and stuff. So we can open it up and do it team wide. It'll just be a 30-day Facebook group. It'll carry us to August 1st, I think is day 30. And so that way, and if we have anybody that joins during the month, like we can throw them in there too. And they're not a Shift Shop person. Cause like I said, I'm doing a separate group for Shift Shop and I'm only doing my Shift Shop group on the app. Like my challenge group is going to wrap that week before the one I have going on right now. This one's going to be going on. I don't want to deal with another Facebook group, honestly. Like I'd rather just have the app and just be able to schedule my posts and make it easy. So that post, if you haven't done one yet about like dust off your DVDs or something like that, I would do that this weekend. And I would do another one anyway. Like I'm probably gonna, I have a ton of DVDs. I'm probably gonna pull them out and do a post about dusting off my DVDs or something and doing a 30-day Beachbody program group or whatever. So, but yeah, do a post this weekend if you haven't. And then we can just I'll probably open up the group. I might even open it up today because we're going to be here and there for the next week. So I'm just going to try to get it started. We're out of town like tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday at my in-laws' house. So, what else? I don't think I have much else. Coach training starts on Monday, new coach training. We're going to roll with our Shine Bright, Lead Right group all the way through July, kind of in junction with that Surge to Summit group. As far as rank, I mean, you guys are rocking it. Like you guys are seriously, so many of you are almost there. And that's a really awesome feeling because you know what? It is hard in the summer. I'm not going to lie. It is hard. Michaela, you know, like getting through the summer and trying to find people is like, it's probably one of the more difficult times of the year because people are checking out. They're on vacation. They're doing, you know, all the travel-y stuff and drinking and partying and barbecues. And it's hard to, I mean, we all know it personally. Like we all have trips and we all have family stuff going on, and it's easier to drink margaritas and go to a barbecue than it is to get up and work out at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was sweating out beer and pretzels from the baseball game last night this morning. So, It's hard during the summer. You guys are staying consistent. You're sticking with it, and that pays off huge. And come fall, like we usually see another upswing late August, September. Teachers, back to school challenge groups are a really good idea. Back to school recipes, same thing with moms with kids going back to school. That's something to think about coming up. But really just 1 month at a time, 1 day at a time, getting through and just being there. So, yep. And especially when you know your challengers and your other coaches are watching too, and they see your consistency and they see that you're not giving up on them, that helps. So, all right, ladies, I think that's all I have for you. I did make the calendar. If you haven't looked at it yet, the July calendar is up. That's pretty much how I'm running my month. I'm going to probably do a live coach sneak peek in Summit. Beth and I are probably going to do one together. So I might create an event for that. If you guys want to add people to it, you can. But I plan on doing one the Wednesday after Summit as well. And anytime you guys have like that Forever Fit one that we just did, our Destination Fit look into coaching, like anytime you have anybody that's interested in coaching, I just add them to those groups. And I just share with them, you know, these are some of the posts, look through, tell me what you think. And then like Sarah, you guys did that Getting Started Right call. Like that's a good kind of intro and stuff. And I have a video in that live look Destination Fit group that's like a business opportunity call. It's a little bit more formal. It's like 20 minutes long, but it talks about the behind the scenes of the business, like all of that, the boring stuff. So, but that's it. Anybody have any questions or anything else? No? All right, gals. Have a good weekend, vacation, trip, travel, safe travels, all of that. Happy holiday weekend. Happy 4th of July. Don't shoot your eye out with fireworks.
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day. Yeah.
It's crazy. 500,000 people.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Right. Too many people.
Yeah. Good luck. Be safe.
Thanks.
All right. Talk to
Bye,
you
guys.
Bye.
Bye.